Thanks so much to Cirque who tipped me off about the Scotsman, a grand old pub rising out of a sleepy residential street in Southall. The doors have been open for more than half a century, and for the last 15 they've been serving authentic Punjabi cuisine, which he says was next level. Inside, the Scotsman is large and unfussy with a couple of bars to keep the regulars happy, and there's plenty of seating, including in the garden out the back. This is the kind of pub I'd happily sit in for a few hours with a pint or two. There's so much to choose from on the menu. Some dishes were familiar to me and some I hadn't seen before, but even though there was such a big choice, everything sounded so delicious that it made our selections easy. Speaking of easy choices, an ice cold Cobra on draft always goes well with spicy food in my opinion. Now for the food. First up, the mixed grill for one or two. It arrived smoking and sizzling, piled high with lamb kebabs, lamb chops, tandoori chicken wings and chicken tikka. The aroma alone was phenomenal. Old habits die hard. The lamb keema kebab was beautifully spiced, garlic and ginger coming through with a proper kick of chilli. The mint sauce paired perfectly with that smoky lamb, adding a bright fresh contrast. The chicken tikka was spot on, juicy big chunks that didn't dry out, smoky charred edges and a tangy marinade with garlic, ginger, cumin and coriander. Delicious. The chicken wings were even better. The same marinade as the tikka, but the chicken being on the bone was more flavourful. These were so good. And finally the lamb chop. Not the most tender, but far from tough. The meat had a rich smoky flavour and those crisp charred edges were brilliant. Spoiler alert, this was my dish of the day, Jira chicken. Honestly, one of the best chicken dishes I've ever eaten. Firstly, that chicken. Succulent's the perfect word for it. Then the sauce that clings onto it. Gentle sourness followed by a punch of cumin, giving it that earthy flavour. There's layers of flavour everywhere here. Fragrant, slightly sweet, hugely addictive, absolutely banging. Our curry was the Desi style Peshwari Lamb. Another amazing choice, and as with everything here, there was plenty of it. The lamb was slow cooked and tender, and flavour wise, the sweet and sour notes reminded me of a dansak, but more mildly spiced. It was absolutely lovely. Our veg dish was Punjabi Bindi, completely different from any okra I've had before. The okra still had bite, wasn't overly spiced, and was a perfect fresh contrast to the rich curry. The rice was Tilda advert quality, by the way, perfectly separate grains, not a single one sticking to another. The jumbo butter naan was everything you want, richly buttery, crisp on the outside and soft and airy in the middle. You can't ask for much more than that. And of course, we couldn't leave without having dessert. We went for matka kulfi, rash malai and gulab jamun with ice cream. That kulfi had a lovely saffron flavour and was dense, creamy and really indulgent. That gulab jamun was a delight. Warm, soft, syrupy cardamom infused balls served with that cold vanilla ice cream. It was absolutely banging. Rash malai isn't usually my favourite, but this one was actually quite good. Not overly sweet, with a nice sponge-like texture. Yeah, decent. Without any hesitation at all, of course the Scotsman gets a double thumbs up from me.